We're back, baby. '07 Toyota. This is the one that had the ABS module. Went awry. I got us one from the salvage yard. It's all painted up. And the idea is if we can swap just the module without swapping the hydraulic unit. I assume they're built very similar to other modules that we've done. I'm not going to take apart the salvage yard one. We're going to try to take apart the one in the car first, and this will avoid bleeding out the whole system. However, if the module doesn't come off like I think it does, which I think it does, then we'll have to swap the whole unit, which is a bigger pain in the hoo-ha. Nobody likes pains in the hoo-has. Oof. It's too early in the morning. All right, here we go. So there's 4 inverted Torx bits on here. We'll get them all cracked loose and spun off and get it unplugged. And it should slide right off the module. The little solenoids, the isolation and dump valves and stuff should be sticking out of it, I assume. We do it this way a lot on General Motors. Lots of modules on those. And oftentimes you can't get the screws out. So we'll use some destructive methods and get a little mean with it. Break the screws off, or cut the screws off rather. Usually I'll cut right through the module, cut the screws off, and leave little stubs sticking out. And then we can get them right off once the module's out of the way. This hood doesn't open very far. I wonder if they got the right, they probably have the wrong hood strut on it. It barely opens. Makes it a little annoying. I unplugged it there. I can't tell if that connector is complete or if it's missing a piece out of it. It looks kind of weird. You look weird, man. That's broke off. Well, good. That makes it easier because we'll just bend that little bracket out of the way. There we are. There's all your little solenoids there. So 2 for each wheel. Dump and isolation, I assume. A couple big pins down there. So that's where it transfers power, from the big connectors down there back into the motor assembly. So that was easy. Let me take the one off the salvage yard, just slip it on there. It's nice and clean. We don't have to worry about anything. Just slide it in, tighten it up. One thing that's kind of interesting, I was ordering this module, and they're quite specific. There's several different part numbers. You got to get an exact match. This vehicle doesn't have traction control, so you got to make sure you have the exact number. But what I was going to say is, when I was doing my research about it and making sure I could put a used module in, apparently this is quite a common problem on these Camrys, or whatever this car is. Yeah, the Camry, I think it was. I popped open Identifix to see if guys were sticking used modules on, if anybody was replacing just the module part. And there was quite a few cases of failures causing the same symptoms that we had. Granted, ours, I assumed it was because it was physically busted, and of course we proved that the network was, going down because of the ABS module. And I just assumed because, where it was physically broke, it had schmutz in there, we'll say. But I'm not so sure. I'm curious to know now at this point if, the module, had it been in good condition, would still be junk. So, like I say, there was quite a few cases of people stating that these modules fail, causing the same symptoms that we had. All right, bend the little bracket back. Must have been in a pretty good accident here to shove all that stuff back in there. You can see where the core support's been welded back in and stuff. It's in, it's tightened down. I got in there with a torque wrench, obviously, torqued it to spec, plugged it up. Now it's time to cut the key on and do whatever else we have to do. There was a yaw rate calibration, I think. maybe steering angle sensor. I'm gonna look in service data. But let's fire it up real quick, make sure we don't have any weird lights on or anything. You know how cars are and their weird lights. Because we didn't have any lights before, it's just the dash would cut out. The ABS and brake light would come on. All right, nothing weird happening. Let me look in service data to see what the rest of that process is here. Let's see here, we'll go brake. We'll just jump right in the ABS module here. According to service data, put it in, bleed the brakes, perform yaw rate sensor 0-point calibration. So that's what we're gonna attempt to do here. The yaw sensor. When that baby's kicking on, they call it the yaw sensor, because y'all better hold on, you're about to wreck. I don't think it's after replacing the skid ECU or yaw rate sensor. Blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. Vehicle's level, steering wheel straight, it's in park, it's not running, ignition's on. And then we wait. Oh, it's not even counting down. Keep vehicle stationary for minimum 2 seconds. If the instructions for the waiting time are please follow it. I hope we don't have to go drive it. Oh yeah, when the ABS vehicle stability lamp flashes, the calibration is complete. If the ABS does not flash, please try again. Please ensure you press the hold on the activator before exiting. Okay, must be we gotta go take a shakedown. I better read service data here real quick. Never mind, you do not have to drive it. So during that process, as it stated, I was reading over here in service data, the BSC light was flashing, indicating that it was done. So service data, this is just done stationary, and as you're going through the test mode, when you leave it sit for that last 2 seconds, the light starts flashing and letting you know it's complete. So that's it, it's complete. Let's just make sure we don't have any code. Okay, we don't have any codes there. I'm just gonna do a system scan to see if we set codes in any other module here, you know, against the ABS, just to see. There's one in the instrument panel, and I don't recall what we had before. I think that instrument panel might have had a loss of comm with, because we were unplugging stuff. So we'll just check here, see what the report says. Yeah, lost comm with ABS history code. So let's just go ahead and clear that out. I'm gonna take the car for a shakedown. I assume we have it fixed. So we should be good to go, as they say. So that should be it, folks. Just wanted to give you guys a follow-up, let you know that we got the module, used one, we stuck it in, it was no big deal. Go through, do the calibration, which also was no big deal. And I'm gonna go drive the car around, which is again, no big deal. I'm not gonna take you, but if something goes wrong, I'll obviously bring you back in, but I don't anticipate making a part 3. A lot of ABS modules you can do that with, where you just separate the module. So if you find that yours is bad, and you can swap it over, great. Done them on, you know, Fords. I don't think I've done them on Chrysler. Yeah, no, I've done them on Chrysler. I think we've done videos on, like, even on these Caravans. Doing those, driving around, get them to recalibrate and all that stuff. If you're in the Rust Belt, you know, like I say, you can take your little Dremel tool or something, cut the heads off the screws, you know, cut right through your old module, pull it off, and then you can get the little stubs of screws out. In worst case scenario, you have to put in the whole unit, which in New York usually sucks. Because, you know, the lines and everything on the ABS module and your hood are usually good, but the bleeders are rusty and everything just snowballs into a big turd. But anyways, you guys keep it real. Insty, Facebook. And just remember, viewers, if I can do it, you can do it. Thanks for watching.